Ladies and gentlemen, Elon Musk has officially become the world's first trillionaire. Due to the IPO, he has successfully, again, became the world's first trillionaire, and he has opened stock accounts for SpaceX. So pretty much you can invest in SpaceX stocks that he just announced this morning. But you have to realize to wrap your mind how much a stack of $1 trillion that is, or if you lay out $1 trillion one by one, with $1 bill taped all the way around, and it's how much, and it do it a trillion times. Elon Musk is worth $1 trillion now. That is 3,991.90 square miles. That's roughly 2 Delawares of land. That's 13 times larger than NYC. If you were to tape $1 bills a trillion times, it would wrap around the earth almost 4,000 times. That's 3,891 times that, with some room to spare. Now, if you really want to get into much broader, a much better understanding, more of a larger aspect. If you were to stack $1 trillion, and think about it, if you start at $1, you're at the troposphere, and a couple of dollars, get to about where commercial flights usually fly about 30,000 feet. That's about 7.5 miles. That is pretty much, if you flip it around, that's about the deepest part of the Marianas Trench. That's 7.5 miles. That's roughly about where commercial airlines usually fly out. If you go a little bit higher, about 62 miles, that's where the Kármán line is. The Kármán line is the physical barrier between our atmosphere and space. Realize though, that is just that part. That's only just from the troposphere all the way up to the exosphere. Remember, if you shrunk the Earth into a size of an apple, the entire skin of one apple is just Earth's atmosphere. Earth's atmosphere is literally just the skin of an apple. And but where the Kármán line is about that razor thin. If you kind of razor thinly shear off that apple skin in half itself, that's kind of where the Kármán line is. And it's that physical barrier between space and our atmosphere. Technically, you're not in space because there is still little bits of atmosphere that the sun is beaming down and giving light to turn the sky blue. 250 miles above is usually where satellites fly at. But it gets even crazier because at 67,866 miles into space, that is the entire stack of $1 trillion. That is 1/4 of the way to the moon. And right here is my little models of Earth and the moon. And right here, this is roughly about the size of the moon compared to this model Earth. If you compare that, how far do you think the moon will be? It will be approximately 30 feet away. Now, if you take about 1/4 of that, that's 7.5 feet away from our model Earth. In real life, $1 trillion stack is about 1/4 of the way to the moon. So again, our moon is about 238,000 miles. That's just 1/4 of the way to it. That is crazy to think about how much $1 trillion that is. And Elon Musk has successfully, because of the IPO, has officially become the very first trillionaire.